Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partners, Joe Hartley and Angel Diaz. What's up, fellas?
What's up?
What's up?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Internet Network. On Tuesdays, you got the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. Thursdays is us, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel.
On Wednesdays, you got the traditional way with Brett Shumway. And once a month, you got the extra scoop with Peyton Fender and Jeff Doss.
For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Internet Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon. Fellas, it's showtime. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Once again, Joe, you and I are in sync again.
I just found this the other day. I was laughing. I was like, oh, I was wondering where this been. Hold on. My daughter's calling me. Go ahead. Give me a minute.
That's no problem.
I got you.
I just got to make sure she don't need something.
Go ahead, Angel. Why don't you kick it off?
Nah, nothing much, man. I just been having I just feel like I just been go, man. Like, this weekend, I went to go see my fiance. I kind of just took like a little like spontaneous type, just to go see her. I went down to go train. Then I got back late last night. Then after that, just running the karate school, work.
You know what? You haven't really talked about the second school much lately. How's the second school going, man?
The second school's going good, man. It takes time, man. Like anything else, it just takes time for it to kind of get up and going. And we're still trying to figure out, like, what works in that area, what doesn't. So it's just a slow process. It takes its time. It's going good, man. We got students. We got a little buzz going. We got some good things, little things picking up. But we just need to just kind of get, just figure out what's tailor made for over there. Not everything that works in one area is going to work in another area. So we just got to kind of.
What's the distance between the two schools?
I want to say it's like 15 miles. So that's like 25 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Distance.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's really what it is. Yeah, and then just outside of that, man, that's really what we got going on. It's nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. But that's really what we have. That's going on with me, man. Work. This is like the hardest time, man. I'm sure. I don't know about in the Detroit public or the Michigan public school systems, but I'm sure, like Joe, I'm sure your wife says, March is the hardest month for teachers. There's no days off really. There's no real like anything there to kind of like shorten the weeks. So it's the longest month. It's the longest time. This is where more teachers take a day off because we all need it. So it's really just getting down to that. That's really what we got.
My wife got asked to do the art show this year, so she's I think that's coming up, I believe next month. So yeah, but archery just finished, so she's got that off her plate. But then on top of that, she started an art program to raise money for her class. So she once a week she does a different grade, and it's like basically like painting with a twist without the twist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all the kids that want to sign up can sign up. She had 24 kids last week.
Good for her.
$20. Yeah, $20, and she picks something for them to paint. I think she did Starry Nights with a little twist on it, so it's pretty nice.
That's really good for her, man. Yeah, it's just, we just hit that. This is just that tough part. I think one thing I am doing, man, I took on, I'm helping out the baseball team at my school in a very like small role, but still helping out nonetheless. So, like I said, man, it's just kind of like just trying to get my footing, just trying to get what I do and just make it work, man. That's really it.
All right. That's cool, man. I like it.
Angel, did you ever play baseball?
Yeah. I played baseball in high school. I had college scholarships and everything, man. Yeah, so.
I don't think you're allowed to be Latino without at least a little baseball.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was trying to think about the right
I
wording.
said it. I don't care. I said it. I don't care.
Wow. Whoa. We are starting off hot today, man.
Yeah, you know, it's all good. Nah, I'm just playing. Don't come at me. I'm just playing.
What's funny about that is I remember like seeing on TV shows and movies like people in New York playing stickball in front of the house or whatever. That was not flying on my grandmama's block or my mom's block as a kid. It was like you better go to the park or a baseball diamond or something and try and play baseball. You're not
I feel
playing
like that's
stickball.
to be honest with you though, I feel like that's such a stereotypical thing. That doesn't really, I mean, maybe in some neighborhoods, but like there's literally a park or a basketball court or something on every block in New York City. There's no, like, you know what I'm
Really?
saying? Like,
Mhm.
there's no, like, yeah, that's probably true back in the older days when it wasn't as, and I'm not going to say it wasn't as densely populated because it still was, but there was still a little bit of space in between housing and all this and that. Now, bro, it's so tight. They literally make a house out of anything now. And I'm not trying to, like, down talk New York City. It's just, it's so heavily populated. And then there's, like, a basketball court or, like, a park on every corner. So, like, to say that that's what people do is, like, like, not really, man. Like, there's a baseball field in the park everywhere. So you can just go play. Like, it's not nothing. And then also, on top of that, man, you know, once it gets springtime, the Spanish leagues do the softball and all that stuff. That stuff takes over, man.
Angel,
That's cool.
do you see a lot of people playing baseball or softball like pickup games? I don't mean like a okay. So I like when I see New York, like when I see stuff in movies, that's what I see. Like
Yeah,
kids
so
playing, pickup baseball. Like I don't see that in Detroit.
I'll tell you this, bro. Like, let's say in New York, it wouldn't be as uncommon. I'll say that. In New York, it wouldn't be as common because you have the you have people that come over from, you know, different countries, especially Spanish speaking countries, and
Hmm.
they may have watched baseball. You know, baseball is really big over there. So like sometimes that's all that's ever on in TV in all these other countries. So you'll find more kids that maybe aren't don't have like a native English language or more like Spanish speaking. They will play more pickup ball and do stuff like that. But to be honest with you, man, like there's so many leagues out there, and not that they still are expensive. I'm not just like normal recreational leagues. They're still expensive, but like people will try and find a way to play. So yeah, in New York, I mean, if you ask me in Connecticut, no, ain't nobody playing like a pickup game of ball. That's not happening over here. Over in Connecticut, it's more basketball. You'll see more pickup basketball and all that. So
Yeah, I never really played baseball at all. And there
yeah,
were times where I might have had a ball. I mean, you just had to have too many kids to play baseball. And if you had that many kids, we were playing basketball. All you
yeah,
need is a ball. That's it. Everybody didn't have to have a glove
no.
or a bat or anything. And
The
like I
one
said,
thing, the one thing that you'll see like a lot of people over here do is they play wiffle ball, right? Like that's more of like a barbecue, you know, like summer style type of kickback type of activity that everyone can play regardless of your school because it's fairly easy. You know what I mean?
okay,
So yeah, but basketball really is what everyone can think it really. Basketball or not or football. Like some people play like pick up football, honestly. So
yeah, we
That's
we
what
did
we
that.
used to do.
Yeah, we did
yeah.
that occasionally, but it was mainly basketball for us, and every now and then we played football. But basketball, one thing about basketball, like you guarantee, like it's about you got a 50-50 chance that a fight is gonna break out before the end of the day. Somebody's gonna get into it with somebody in the foul, somebody hard. I never really seen that with football when we did pick up football. Like we hit each other and that was it. Like nobody was trying to fight. But
Man,
basketball,
I think it's because you knew contact was gonna happen in football. In
wait,
yeah.
wait,
football,
wait, wait, wait. We one of the picnics we were having, we were playing pickup football, and we were playing two hand touch, and man, all the ski kept just schooling me like 2-3 times, and then one time I thought I had him. That
Mm-hmm.
fool just ran right through me.
Ski was
He
ski was
ran
fast.
right through me. I had at least 150 pounds on his ass, and he just ran right through me. I was mad. I was like, oh, this time I got you. I thought he wasn't gonna juke me or nothing. Nah, he just ran right through me and smiled. I was like, how you just get? And I was gonna tackle him too because I was like, forget this dude keeps schooling me, making me look stupid. He showed me that's. I'll never forget that. Man, I think I was like 17.
How's everything been, Joe? Is that it, Angel? That's it for you?
Yeah, that's it for me, man. I'm good.
Okay.
Everything's good, man. Working, staying busy at home for the most part. Work's slow right now. Like just snail pace. So some of the days, man, I just be like watching the clock, and I hate that. It drives me nuts.
It makes time go even slower when you do that.
Yeah, and like normally when even if we just have a little bit of work, like it goes by pretty quick. But now I hate watching. So I think a couple more weeks and we'll start picking up. But it doesn't help that I think the Timu and the Sheen got cut out right now by our wonderful orange overlord. So I mean, I don't think that was a huge. Yeah, that's why I'm calling him. And his
Andrew
little
just said there like, I'm not in this.
Screw that dude.
Yeah, like, listen, we already started off hot. You guys go, man.
Listen, man, I'm not getting into politics, but this dude trying to come after my job next, and if that happens, it's gonna be a problem. That's all I'm saying. But no, this is our slow time, so we're just, we get through it, and then it'll start picking up, and then it'll get crazy again. So, no big deal. I'm really trying to get promoted over there, so that's my big thing. And there's a couple of things open right now, so I need to get some more money, set my retirement up. That way, if something does happen, hopefully I can stack some paper before they do something stupid. So
you ever think
that's
about what a backup plan would be for you?
Man, I hate to say it, and I don't want to do it, but I always follow I'm a good worker, man. Like I get up on time, I get there on time. The one time I've been late at my job, no, twice. I got pulled over, and so I was 5 minutes late, and the other time I had a flat tire I had to fix in a thunderstorm, and I was only 20 minutes late. Those are the only 2 times I've ever been late. So, like, I'm a good worker, so I'll find something. But, this is supposed to be, this is the one few job that still has a pension, and everything else. So I need it to work out.
I like how you said you needed to work out.
But, I'll make it work. So other than that, get my son ready. He's got a couple of tournaments coming up. His last one at the end of March is the state tournament. He busted his toe the other day. He slipped in the kitchen. The dog was doing something stupid. He tripped over the dog. Hit three of his toes hit right into the wall. So I told him a broken toe ain't no big deal. It'll heal in a couple weeks. But he wanted a boot for it, so we got him a boot. He walked in that for a couple days, and he's back to doing all right.
Oh, no crutches.
He tried the crutches. He didn't like them. He preferred the boot.
Yeah, I had to have crutches on one of my toes. Broke one of my toes. And it wasn't. I mean, it was semi karate related. I threw a flying sidekick at Travis. Hit the edge of a door. The frame of the door.
Yep.
Broke my toe. Yeah.
Just one?
Just one. I was telling him to get out of my room. He wouldn't leave. He just dancing in the doorway, playing. I'm like, get out of my room, man. He wouldn't leave. I just took off. Boom. Toe broken. I got
Did
two.
you at least get him out of your room?
Yeah, he ran. I mean, you got a flying sidekick coming at you. You're not gonna stand there and look at it. So he left, but man, I ended up broken. So I had to learn how to walk on crutches. I had to go upstairs on crutches. I had to learn how to walk upstairs on crutches. I got good after a while. Go downstairs on the crutches. Uh, but yeah, that wasn't no fun. Had to stop karate for
Yeah,
a while,
so
So
yeah, that was he was just getting into a good gym routine, and so he couldn't even do that. He
mm,
missed a couple of practices for archery. So, but he's back on track now. So, other than that, let's see. Layla doesn't have much going on right now. She's got a band concert coming up, and Ava, instead of acting now, she's doing forensics, which is basically professional. Like, it's like tournament version of acting. So
mm.
she's doing a monologue. She has a 7-minute monologue, and she gets to act it out for judges and get judged on that. So, you know what she picked, right?
Mm-mm.
Y'all's favorite movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I mean, I'm glad
She's doing the scene where the mom first meets the bad version of the daughter. Gubu Jubaji or whatever they called that thing.
I feel like I gotta watch that movie again, man. I think it's some movies. Me with some movies, man, I have to watch 2 or 3 times before I get the movie. You know, like the Matrix. Like I saw the Matrix 2 or 3 times before I finally understood that damn thing. And a
Oh,
lot of
really?
people don't understand that, but when the Matrix came out, there were no other movies like that. When that movie came
No.
out, that was the first of that kind where that made you think and look at that movie differently. So I remember walking out the theater like, what the hell happened? What the hell was that? I did not. I'm telling you, I did not like that movie at first. And what year did that come out? 99, 98?
Yeah,
Somewhere
99,
around there.
98, something like that.
I didn't watch it again until maybe 2004. And by
Yeah.
that time, all the part 2 and 3 had came out, and I had that job working security at night, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna sit down while I'm at this desk, and I want to watch these movies until I get it. And then I appreciate it a little bit more, but by the time the third one came up, I was just done with it, honestly. I had a better appreciation for the first one.
The first one was the best one out of all of them. The second and third one was decent. And
Yeah,
the
I think
fourth
so.
one, I didn't mind the fourth one, but a lot of people hated it. So it is what it is. But yeah, so she's gonna do that. I think she has her first one Saturday. She's been chopping up, putting it together. She has to. She wants to do like a couple of kung fu moves.
Hmm.
So we're looking some of that up, and I'm gonna help her with that to choreograph. And then she's doing both parts. She's doing the mom and she's doing the daughter. So she has to create like a signal for when she switches roles.
Hmm.
So she's got a couple of coaches that are helping with that. And it should be interesting. I think if she does it, if she prepares it well, I think she can do pretty good with it. Because her acting's always really good. So I'm not worried about the dramatic part of it. It's just the distinguishing the two parts. So we'll see.
Okay.
I think that's it for me.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
Dang, I had a question for you, Joe, and I can't remember it just that fast. Anyway, if it comes back to me, I'll ask you.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything is all good on my end of things. Champ next year he's gonna start playing sports for his school, right? So we looked at the list, and I think that his first opportunity will be able to do a sport is in the springtime, and he has to pick between wrestling or swimming. Now, I'm okay with either one, and I kind of wanted him to do wrestling because hopefully he'll enjoy it, and that's going to help his jujitsu as he goes
Yeah.
along with that.
And
So
I'm gonna tell you, wrestling to me was the only other sport I really enjoyed as much as martial arts. And I tried a few other things.
Mhm.
I just couldn't get into everything else. So that's just me.
Yeah, and you know what? I always wanted to wrestle, but my schools that I went to, none of them had wrestling. Even when I went to college, when I went to fairs, I was looking for the wrestling, and I didn't know any wrestling. I figured they were going to teach me how to wrestle. I probably would have got destroyed seeing how I had no wrestling experience trying out for a wrestling team in college.
With martial arts, man, you could pick it up pretty quick, honestly.
It's funny you
Yo,
said.
let me get this straight. You thought you were going to go to a wrestling tryout in college. They were going to teach you how to wrestle.
Yep.
Bro, how fucking delusional does that
I,
sound?
I knew nothing. I mean, to me, it was like any other sport. It's just like soccer or baseball or volleyball. You just go try out, because something you enjoy. I didn't know anything about wrestling, and and then I found out that there was a wrestling club, and I never found them on campus. My first year, I never found them because I didn't know the campus that well. And I remember looking around for them everywhere and never find them, just giving up on it. So so when he said that he didn't mind wrestling, I said, okay, cool. That's something that we can do. Now, honestly, swimming is his thing anyway. So if he picks swimming, that's fine. Also, Melissa is a swim teacher, so now she can just give him extra pointers for the next year
Yeah.
to get him ready to for the team. So either or, I'm okay with no matter what, and either or,
Okay, but
uh-huh.
he understands for wrestling that it's not WWE, right?
Oh no, he does. Yeah, he doesn't even watch WWE,
Because
man.
I think some kids
Yeah,
think
no,
so, and then they get into it, they're like, oh no.
no, 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 no.
Bro, I knew a kid in high school. He got kicked out of the tryout. He got kicked out of the tryout because
You tried to drop kick somebody?
he went to go do like a belly to belly suplex. And then when he did it, he clotheslined him because he couldn't do it. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, yeah, so they kicked me out. I said, bro, you didn't get your ass beat for everybody. Like, that's a whole move, bro.
There is a move you can do like that, but the problem is you can't, in regular high school wrestling, you can't slam.
No, you
so
can't.
You push someone and then you get them to come back on you, and you can bring them up, but you got to set them down.
Yeah. Same thing for like
now,
a fireman.
Setting them down, you can still, as long as you don't like toss them from 5 feet in the air, you're good. But
same thing as like a fireman carry, like the same thing. Like you could like put them over your shoulder, but you can't.
Yeah.
Like you can't. Like John Cena finish him. It's gotta be like from a knee and go quick over it right to a pin. Like it's a different. But yeah, no, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I was thinking like, man, I want him to do the wrestling because 10 years from now, he'll be a black belt in karate. He'll probably be a brown belt or purple belt in jiu-jitsu and have wrestling up under his belt. I was like, ain't nobody gonna bother my boy. He's gonna be good, having all of those disciplines up under him. You know what I mean? So but once again, either or, if he picks swimming, that's cool too, because I know that he loves being in the water and he loves swimming and he loves golf, and all those different things can help him in the future, swimming, golf, wrestling, so
Hey,
I'm with it.
Hey, listen, especially since we already started to show off a little crazy, I'll say it, man. Bro, my brother tried to get me into those sports because he said it straight up. He said, listen, man, they give money to Black and Hispanic kids in those sports. Those schools, they'll give you scholarships. Oh, yeah. He tried, yeah. I'll tell you what, man. Tennis, I wish I would like tennis. I just wasn't good at. Since I played baseball, I kept hitting the ball over the fence. But like, if I knew how to like control it, I probably
that'd be me.
I probably
that'd be me.
It's so funny you said that. It's so funny you said that, man. I had a teacher. It was a gym teacher, and he kept trying to get me to go out for tennis. And I'm like, dude, I don't know nothing about tennis. I'm not even remotely interested in tennis. But he kept trying to get me to play tennis.
Yeah.
My mom still brings that up now because she, he talked to her on one of the parent teacher conferences and tried to get her to get me to join the tennis team. I'm like, I don't know a damn thing about tennis. Like, why are you asking? Why are you asking my mom about this?
Listen, that's my brother was the same way, man. He tried to get me into tennis, and I wasn't like, I like sports. I just kept hitting the ball over the fence. Like I literally would try to like curve it over, and the ball would just fly because I kept thinking it was like I had like a baseball upward swing. Like it just. I could not help it. Like, like it got to a point he was giving me push-ups every time I did it. I was like, I can't do nothing. Like, so, but yeah, nah, man. That's the truth though, man. Like those sports, swimming, golf, tennis, like bowling, like just those are sports, man. That they give good scholarships for, man. Seriously.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, well, other than that, man, work's going good. I'm going to end up going to Dallas, Texas, in a couple months, for work conference, and Me and Melissa she's gonna go with me, and we're probably gonna stay down there for a couple days. I've never been to Dallas before to hang out or sightsee or anything down there. So
I'm about to say, if you were, that's fall. I was gonna say you might be able to see Willie and Regina, but they're in Houston, I think.
yeah, so we looked up because so since today. At first, I thought we were going to California when my job first told us about this. I just assumed California, but now they said we're going to Dallas, and I was like, huh, kind of messed up my plans of what I wanted to do. So we were looking to see things to do in Dallas.
Yeah.
Because I never ever thought about going to Dallas, but now it's like, what's the chance I'm ever coming back here for anything? We might as well see what we can see, so we
You
can make the
should.
most out of it.
You definitely
Uh,
should.
so yeah, so we're gonna see, but we looked into Houston. I think Melissa looked up to see how far Houston was. It's like 3 hours away.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know about that, but and Texas is big, man. Texas is a big state, so
Mhm.
I don't know, how interested I am about driving in a state that I know nothing about, a
No.
red state that I know
I was
nothing
just
about.
I'm about to say, don't. Houston and Dallas, those are the places you need to be.
Yeah,
Outside of there, you boy don't. I
yeah,
learned
yeah. I don't know
again.
about that.
I learned my lesson when I went out to Texas a few times. I learned my lesson, man.
So I've been to Houston before. I've been to Houston before, but I've never been to Dallas. And it was once again I went there for work, one
I've
time.
been to Austin and I've been to San Antonio.
Okay.
Outside
I've
of that,
rolled through Dallas on a bus, and I went to El Paso for NBL in
One,
2017, 2018.
two,
I don't
seven.
remember.
Oh, this is
Maybe
recent.
it was. Oh no, it was no. Hold on, it was before I met my wife.
Okay, you mean
No,
two? Okay, you mean 2007 then, not 17.
yeah, like 2005 or six, maybe. I don't
Okay.
remember.
I was about to say, boy, you better stop. Jeff about to call you right now in the middle of this and say,
No,
it was actually El Paso
yeah,
was actually this year. Do you know who won the overall grant? It was this person.
I graduated
Who
from
was it?
school already. That's all I know,
He's probably gonna
and
be
it was
like,
in the
do you
summer.
know who was checking people in? Me. Yeah, I was. Stop, man. You crazy.
Other than that, man, the school's going good, man. The kids are really stepping up with boxing and jujitsu. They starting to get better at that. And I'm having them come in on different days now. Also, of course, they got the Friday, which is pretty much their main days of teaching. But when I got to go out of town for work, they'll come in and cover for me. And even when I'm not, I'm going to start having them come in every now and then just to keep more, just so they can stay in the kids' face a little bit more and get more people coming on Friday. But man, it is so damn hard getting people to come on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And Fridays and Saturdays, I think we had the most people in the school back when we were training, right, Joe? Now, man, Saturday mornings, do you get is your school open on Saturdays? You get a nice crowd on Saturdays?
I get,
Man.
compared to like what my weekday classes are,
Mm-hmm.
no. But like I'll get, let's say like for my adult class in the morning, I run two classes. I run adult from 9 to 10, and then 10:15 to like 10:50, 11 o'clock, I run the kids. So for my adult, I always have at least 5. Always. Like 4 to 5. And my kids, I always have about 8 or 9. On a good day, I'll have like 12. So, I mean, I got that in the morning, but like that's not nowhere near what my actual numbers are during the weekday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. I had people, I had my beginners on Fridays and Saturdays, and I had the weekdays for the advanced kids, because you don't know how long these beginners are going to last. They might come in for a couple of months just to try it out and then be
Yeah.
gone. So I just had them on Friday and Saturdays. I had people upset with me. People were calling, was like, "What? Class is Friday night and Saturday?" I was like, "Yeah, no." You would think Saturday definitely, man. You don't got to rush from work. You just get up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have it first thing in the morning. It wasn't even at 9 o'clock or 10. I had the classes at 11 and 11:45. So they were later on. It was the first thing in the morning. Man, they do not want to get up and
Hell
come
no,
on
you
Saturday
crazy.
or on Fridays.
You crazy for
So,
that. You real crazy to do that, man. Hell
yeah,
no.
man. So so I cut it. I don't have classes on. If I decide to have classes on Saturdays again, it'll be jujitsu, it'll be a cardio kickboxing class for women or something like that, or a conditioning class or something like that. But it won't be anything for kids. It definitely
We
won't.
used to run our competition classes on Fridays and Saturdays sometimes over at Four Seasons, and that was the people who were. If we didn't have a competition, we were doing competition class like Saturday from 10 to noon or something like that.
I'm starting to feel, man. It's funny you say that because I'm starting to feel like we might need to have a competition class
If you
because all,
got 6 to 12 people, man, doing competitions, it's good to have that.
I actually do. I actually, we normally take about
Yeah,
10, 10 to 15 kids to a tournament.
because sometimes it's hard during the week to get those kind of stuff in,
Yep.
but because you're trying to run your curriculum. But then if you have just a one day, maybe an hour, 45 minutes, just dedicated to just competition, you could cover quite a bit in that amount of time.
I thought about doing that on Friday because I alternate with Ty, the boxing coach. I alternate Fridays, and I was thinking about
Yeah,
doing the Friday class, make that a competition class. But now some of my some of my white belts and gold belts and purple belts who aren't competing, they come on Friday, but they come to do boxing or they come to do jujitsu. Now, jujitsu is always Friday at 6:45, so they're there anyway. I didn't want to start confusing them and have them in the competition classes if they're not going to competitions,
yeah,
especially with if they're not even sparring. I don't have white belt spar, so I didn't. I figured that eventually was going to get messy. People forgetting what was going on what day. So now Fridays is just me just working on combinations, and that covers all of them. And it's
I
good
get
for
it.
some of the white belts and gold belts to work with some of the red belts or blue belts or even the black belts when they come on Fridays. So
Hmm.
all right, let's get into Cobra Kai. Season 6, episodes 11 and 12. Take it away, Joe.
This because this kind of literally start off with Kreese and Sensei Kim, and then they're starting with the funeral
Mm-hmm.
for
Quan.
Quan, and it's pretty dramatic as you can think. They got the casket with his gi on it and his headband, and they're gonna burn it, and then the master comes out and he's basically like he's ready to unleash hell on everybody. But the thing that gets me in this that really, because I've been asking a lot if we think Kreese can be redeemed, and I think we've all kind of came up with the same consensus that probably not. But he really has a change of heart here. He really takes a look inside himself after all this, and I was kind of shocked by that. I thought for sure that he was going to go down as the evil villain the whole time, and he
Uh,
even mentions always being the bad guy.
yeah, he did. But somebody on this show kind of called that a while ago. That
Who?
was a nice. That was a nice little debate
Yes,
between you and I. Between you and I, Joe.
but I was asking. I was serious. Like, can he be redeemed? Because it just never seemed like he wanted
I
to.
don't know. Did you know that Travis cut that up into a 6-minute thing and put it on YouTube?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, no,
I
he
think I
did.
saw it. I
Yeah,
think I saw it. I have to look at it again. It's been a minute.
yeah, man. You
Yeah.
were going at me, man.
Was
Well,
I really?
yeah,
No,
yeah,
I
you
gotta
were.
go and look. I don't
Yeah, you
remember.
were. Yeah, you were. You
You
know
were
what?
you.
Was I?
You know
Yeah.
what?
I'm gonna look it up.
He needs to cut this up right now. The retribution, bro.
That's funny. No, you know what? I really when this show first came out, when they called it Cobra Kai, you're like, okay, they can do a lot with this. When you find out that it's not just going to be Johnny, it's going to be Johnny and Daniel, and they open up the entire show with Daniel trying to take out Cobra Kai.
Mhm.
And then you go, okay. And then when they join forces, you're starting to go, well, how can the show be called Cobra Kai anymore? They basically took Cobra Kai out of the show, but they didn't because then Kreese took it over, Silver took it. So they create all this drama, and then it all comes full circle. I liked how they did that.
I do
At
too.
first, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at first, but I understood it because if the show was never meant to do that, It should have been called something else. It should have been called Karate Kid Returns or something. You know what I'm saying? The fact that
Battle in
it's
the
called
Valley.
Cobra Kai, yeah. The fact that it's Cobra Kai, they had to keep focusing on Cobra Kai one way or another. It had to come back to that. So I'm glad they did that, and I like to see bad guys and good guys. You know, you get to see all angles. Okay, to me, Daniel never went full heel, but he kind of became the heel of this show, and Johnny slowly became the face.
Yeah.
And I hate to admit that because I wouldn't admit that in the movies, but it's
Well,
pretty
no,
much
the
what
movies.
happened.
Yeah, the movies. That's one thing. That's a little bit different in the movies. In the show, Johnny. You wouldn't have thought that Johnny grew up privileged. In the movie, the first movie, you could tell he grew up privileged.
I know
Like,
what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
you
Yeah.
know, in this, it was like, he's eating sandwiches. He's killing flies with his hands. He's a different person.
Yeah,
He's a different guy. Like, you wouldn't see this Johnny doing the things that he was doing in the Karate Kid movie and vice versa. Seemed like they're two different characters, but life took Johnny that way. And that's one of the reasons why I was a little disappointed that Quan died, because I wanted to see Quan with this type of redemption. I kind of liked his character at the beginning of this season, and I wanted to see them do more with that character. But they
I
introduced a
agree.
lot of they introduced a lot of people that I'm interested in. Like, I'm interested in Axel and what's the little girl name from Iron Dragon? What's
Zara.
her name? Zara. Yeah,
Zara.
Zara. Like, those two characters, it's a lot they can do with those two characters. Also, flesh them out a little bit better. Um, because we got a half a season with them, and that's it. That's
Yes,
all we really got.
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what they do down the road because
Mhm.
I've heard talks of Hawk and Dimitri, which, let's be honest, that's not the story we want to see.
You know what? Honestly, man, I would be okay if they ever did that. I don't even want it
I
to be.
like Hawk,
I
but
like
I don't
them.
see them two uh at school at Caltech. I
It
just don't
doesn't.
know what you do with that.
It doesn't have to be karate related. It,
Yeah.
it could be a show that's like American Pie, and it'll be just fine if
Yeah.
it's them
True,
with those two guys.
true.
They don't need to be karate related, even though if a fight breaks out,
Yeah, but that's what they're gonna go. That's where they're gonna go with it.
yeah, I just they don't need to. There's
No,
there's other people they
but I
can do
think
that
they
with.
could do it in a good way, kind of like when they went on the college tour last season.
Mhm.
Kind of make
No,
it
no,
something
actually,
like
that
that.
was this one, wasn't it? Was it at the beginning of the season?
No, I thought they already been done that. It was already done because that's where they met. You know, what is it? Penis face or penis breath or whatever's.
No, no, no. That was Brooks and what's her
Kyler,
face's first boyfriend? Yeah, Kyler. That was at the beginning of season 6.
Yeah,
And that's what I was telling you
we're in like
before. Like,
we're in part
they
3
spread
though.
this stuff out. They spread this stuff out so far, you forget what you saw in what
But
season.
but
That
this
was
is
in the first
yes,
5.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was
yeah.
in like part 1, not the
Yeah,
part
yeah,
2.
yeah.
Yeah. So but that's what I'm saying though. Like they already showed that they could do it like that. Let them show them experience the college life, and then their
Hmm.
karate is just a byproduct of what they
Yeah,
came. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, no, I actually think when we brought up that conversation about can Kreese ever be, good? I'll be honest with you. I was on the side of like, no, he couldn't. But I never thought that he would. Like, I'll be honest, man. I never thought that we would even be going down the paths that we've taken in Cobra Kai. Like the way that they've even
Yeah.
set it up, I'm like, that was a good way for them to show that he has remorse and him looking back and realizing,
And
what he's
and
done.
and that's what I was telling you guys in that clip. If you look at that clip, I told you, like, he helped Kim when she was a little girl. We saw that. They showed us that. We
Yes,
saw him helping Tori when she needed help with her bills and being able
Yeah.
to work and have in her keep her apartment. And we knew that he cared for Johnny and Robbie. So, and I felt like we're not seeing him be mean to anybody else that he encounters. It's just Daniel that he has a problem with, and Miyagi though.
Yeah, but the other problem was before everything was I scratch your back, you scratch my back. Everything was a quid pro quo. Yes, he was willing to help people out and everything. This was the first time where he did realize he cared a lot about Johnny. He cared about Quan, and it took something very severe to get him out of his brainwashed training, not only with Cobra Kai, but he had a lot to endure overseas.
Yeah.
So there could be some PTSD
Oh,
that
they
we've
said
never
that.
even, that's what I'm
No, they
saying, that we've never even thought about.
yeah, they actually said that. I think in part 2, when
Yeah.
I guess Daniel might have asked him like, how did he? Why is he not in jail? How come the police didn't get him? And he said, a PTSD,
Yeah.
whatever, was a captain in the military, who was
It's just
framed,
it's
so
just like that's why, like I said, I like when things are not just black and white. Throw some red
mm.
in there,
And
It
that's
doesn't
all
always,
through Cobra
yeah,
Kai.
yeah, because it's never is really just good and evil. There's no one's just all evil and no one's just all good, and that's what I like about the show. It just shows us, the both sides of everything, and really how unbalanced Daniel can become without Miyagi.
Yeah. Well,
Because let's be honest,
this last chunk of episodes. I didn't mind Daniel how he acted in this.
no,
You know,
Daniel was fine. He redeemed himself to me towards the last couple of episodes. But I'm saying, honestly, I don't remember if we talked about this or not. We probably did. If a lot of people are like, "Oh, I wish we had Miyagi for this show," but let's be honest. In the first season, if Miyagi was there, the second Cobra Kai popped up and Daniel started bitching about it, Miyagi would have told him, "Don't worry about it."
Yep. Yep. And they
He
would
would
have
have
fell
given
out. They
him,
would have fell out.
yeah, he would have said, "Wax on, wax off, leave it alone. It's
Yep.
none of your business. Let them do their own thing." And then,
Especially since Johnny wasn't doing anything wrong when Daniel got upset with him opening Cobra Kai. The only thing Johnny was doing was teaching his own students, and you know, I got mine
almost
behind
forgot.
me. I got mine behind me on the shelf.
But yeah. So getting back to the movie or the show, the first part of the show is Terry Silver basically trying to pull the strings to get the Sekai Takai back on track. And I mean, he really is trying hard. And this first episode pissed me off so bad because right away I'm like, okay, everyone should want to get the Sekai Takai back, right? But of course, Daniel shuts it down right away. Daniel's throwing a temper tantrum. Daniel's being a baby.
Well, hold on. I can't believe I'm actually about to stand up for Daniel LaRusso. I can't believe that.
Go ahead and stand up for Daniel.
Well, I mean, Daniel at this point, he was messed up in the head because he literally saw a kid die. Like I think that would mess.
Die.
No,
They all saw a kid die.
They did, but Daniel watched the whole thing. Everybody else were fighting. And when that fight, when Quan picked up the knife and ran at Axel, Daniel was looking at him and watching that happen. Nobody else was watching that happen at
I'm
that
just
time.
saying, okay, fine.
So, but that's a kid. Like, I don't know how I would react if I saw a kid die in a tournament.
I'm not saying that there's trauma to be had there, but he's diving into his work. He's throwing hissy fits. He's yelling at people. He's getting upset over bonsai trees.
Oh,
like,
no,
come
no,
on, man.
What he was doing was he was smoking the bonsai tree. That's why he didn't want to give them away to the customers no more. Because he was way more relaxed than this one. Anything.
But it's funny because Johnny was pissed off about it, but he let it go. He's just like, okay, we'll take Daniel at his word. He's trying to do better. If that's what's best, that's what's best.
I think Carmen kind of helped bring him around with that also. And that's one thing Johnny never had before.
True. Meanwhile, back at the Cobra Kai camp, the master's doling out punishment. He picks his new champion, and he has his granddaughter teach him these 4 series of moves. That's like, of course, it's all on a secret scroll, an ancient Korean scroll, who knows, and he has her basically beat the dummy in front of her until her hands are all beat up and hurt, and then he has her tell the student that he picked to do it on all the other students. So he's telling them until it's perfect. So he's hurting these people. Like, he's literally making this kid hurt everybody. So, and that's what he wants to do back home when they go back to the tournament.
So that kid was Yoon, who was the original captain for their team, and
Before
Chris
Corey showed up.
messed that up, yeah. Which is messed up because he's being punished, and all he's ever done was follow orders, and he's being punished for it.
Yes.
And he's got to hurt his teammates,
and he's following orders now too. So
yeah,
and it's not going good. But the thing is, it's actually messing Kreese up even more, because Kreese out loud says how he messed up, how he's always been the villain, and how it's too late for him to change. Which I disagree with that, but I mean, if that's how he feels, that's how he feels.
They kind of reminded me of
he's too far gone.
They reminded me of the Smurfs. I mean, we got the Smurfs. Yeah, I mean, you have they're living in this village in the middle of the woods. You got some old man who's like Papa Smurf. You got one female. Then you got all these other kids. It's like, why? I still don't understand, like, why they're living in the jungle like this. Like, this is not
why not, man?
martial arts movies.
Why not?
I get this in some of those Bruce Lee spelled with L-I movies. I get that, but this is 2025. Like, why are we living like this? Like, where's the house? Where's your apartment? Where are you guys?
Listen, they're hardcore. They want jungle warfare, man. They want guerrilla tactics.
And it's not. I mean, those people all live together because Kreese asked Kim, like, where was Kwan's family, and she said, we are the family. Like, we raised him since he was a little kid. It seems like there should be more to this organization, and I don't know if they're ever going to touch on Kim and what happens between her and Chosen or not. But that's something that could be interesting also.
Oh, I was thinking the same thing. So the way when we get there, how this kind of goes, I thought the same thing. They could do a whole story just on those two now together.
Yeah,
trying to rebuild whatever they want to call this new version of Cobra Kai or whatever. That would be interesting. I actually like it because I like those two together. So
we didn't really get a lot of them. We got a little sprinkles, but we didn't get a lot.
So I'm going to tell you, it's real interesting because there's a conversation. Kreese gives back the knife to his sensei, who then basically tells his granddaughter if she wants to take over the dojang, that she's going to have to make a difficult decision. And I know what they do. They're trying to make us think she has to kill Kreese off. They really push that. They really try to push it like that's what's going to happen. But that's not what happens.
I didn't buy it. I didn't either.
I didn't either, but I was like, what if they actually do it?
I never thought that. I was like, oh, she ain't gonna do that.
If this would have been in the last episode, I would have bought it. But by it being in the first episode, I just wasn't going to do it. I was like, they can't kill Kreese.
Yeah. It was just funny. So with all that going on over there, then we're back at the dealership. Sam is trying to wrestle with the fact that she doesn't want to go to school close by. And she's not ready to tell her family because her dad's kind of freaking out and everything. She's actually been looking into a program in Okinawa, which I wonder if that's how they're leading into the movie.
I thought when I saw that, I was like, man, this is like so Karate Kid 2. When I saw that, that's what I thought.
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't think it's leading into the movie.
I'm just wondering if that's something they're going to do or how that's going to work.
I don't think anybody besides Daniel is going to be in the movie from Cobra Kai. I don't think any of those people are. I just think it's just going to be him. And
No, I'm saying like
especially after I saw the trailer.
if that's how we get Daniel back to the area, is maybe going there to visit Sam.
That's a possibility, but also this next Karate Kid movie I hear is supposed to be 2 years later after Cobra Kai.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
So I'm not. I mean, so who knows if she's still even over there at that point?
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Because didn't she say it was a 1 year program?
I thought that's what she said. Yeah.
Yeah, so she will be back in California, or who knows? She might have went somewhere else. We just never know.
Johnny gets a surprise from Silver in a crazy test drive.
Man,
Uh,
Johnny was a lot. Johnny was a lot more cool than I would have been if I was in a car with someone driving like that. Goodness gracious!
Right? I'm right there with you on that one. So
And
Silver basically
you can't hit him. You can't hit him.
No.
You can't stop the car. You
Well, he thought about it, but Silver said, "What are you going to hit me while I'm driving on the road?" Silver, his name is Terry Silver because he's got a silver tongue, man. He really knows how to talk when he wants something. So he basically convinces Johnny to at least try to reason with Daniel and bring the thing that really is crazy and it kind of funny because Silver is the one who pointed it out. They never brought the fact that the tournament could be brought back to the kids.
Right.
It was just Daniel shut it down. Johnny agreed. Done. So the fact that Silver brings it up is what allows him to at least, think that, okay, maybe we do have to bring it to the children. Maybe it's unfair to just shut it down. And so, Silver's plan basically worked.
Yeah,
and
it
so
did. But I have what I have an issue with. I have an issue with Silver wanting it to be brought back so bad. Like, I could understand if this was Silver's school, but this technically was not his real students. This wasn't his real school. You know what I mean? Like, this was just a school that he invested in. And because he really wants to get this tournament back on for his legacy. But it's not really your legacy. It's going to be the Iron Dragons, which
he thinks
just
it's
bought
good
that
enough
way
for him.
tournament.
It's good enough for him, I guess.
Man,
Because
it's unfortunate. Like, with a name like Terry Silver, like, he could have had his own school, Silver Bullet Martial Arts or something like that. Now your name lives on, but like, your name is not associated with Iron Dragon. That was my thinking.
I don't think he cared about that. I think he
he obviously didn't.
Yeah,
no.
He's talking about it being his legacy, but he just wants to beat them.
Yeah, he just wants his legacy. I one up those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what it is.
And he even talks about not having a wife, not having a child, and that he's dying of cancer or whatever. So,
did they ever say what it was? I mean, they alluded that he was sick, but
I got that it was cancer. That's what I thought.
I did too.
It had to be cancer.
Yeah, I did too. I got that too, but I just want to know: did you guys hear that? Because I never heard it, and especially I purposely listened back this time, and I thought the first time I might have missed something. Not that it really matters what he was dying over anyway. I just thought I was just asking because I thought I might have missed.
No, I just thought it was cancer.
The last scene in this episode, really, or the second to last scene, is Kim approaching her grandfather. They get into an altercation. He actually ends up with her in the same scene as a little girl where he was choking her. Only she uses the special new move that she just got to practice. And he even says at the end when she finishes him off,
that was
perfect.
Yeah.
She takes the knife, tells John Kreese, like, I'm bringing in the new era. And she throws the knife in the fire. And Kreese just kind of agrees. And I guess he's has his heart set on going back to the valley and taking care of business. We know what that is because we've already seen it all. But, who knows at this point in the story what's actually going to happen. They have the party for the store, and they tell all the kids that if they want, the tournament's back on. And then we go into episode 12. And episode 12 is interesting because, again, they kind of throw a lot at us.
I think this episode is the happiest episode out of any season or any episode period out of all of them. Like this
So
was a
it
different
starts
type
off
of
with
episode.
like a mini training montage. Not really. I call it mini because it's not. It's more. It's almost like a commercial for the Seikai Taikai.
Mm-hmm.
More so than a montage, because there is a little bit of music, but there's the main Seikai Taikai guys talking in the background. Everybody's working out and hugging, and so it looks more like a promotional video than a. But this part is crazy to me because we have a
Funny.
meeting. They have a meeting with the board from the valley, and these people are crazy. Go ahead, Angel.
I thought I was gonna say like so that part. I actually, all right. So I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you picked up on it. At first, I said, "Who the hell are these people? Like, why are we talking? We've seen them before."
You didn't remember them?
They were in season 1.
I did
And
not
2.
remember
I mean, and
none of
3.
them.
Yeah, they were in season 2 and 3.
It took me so long.
Oh, my bad. 1 and 4. My bad.
It took me so long to
put
everything together and be like, "Oh wait, this was the guy that announced last time. This was this. This was that." So then I'm putting it together, and then I said, "Man, it gave off kind of like what an actual karate tournament is. Like how people argue down to like just the littlest thing. I want red mask. It has to be blue. Like it just getting down to that. But then when they fought in the hallway all over a microphone and how he handled it, I said that I was not expecting. Like that caught me off guard.
I expected it.
I wonder what happened to the first guy, the guy that was in charge of the All Valley, because he wasn't there with them.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, it was interesting because like these guys are arguing, and then it gets down to who's gonna do like the opening ceremonies and everything like that. And the one guy who normally does it is like, "Wait, what? You're doing it? No, that's not how it's gonna work. You're in our side of town." Like he goes, "Really? I guess we'll handle it the old way." And the guy's like, "Yeah, I guess we will." And he didn't know what that meant.
He did not know.
If you didn't know what that meant, why are you in the hall with this guy, facing off against each other? I'm sorry. You square up against me. I know what's about to happen. You're not going to just sucker kick me in the face.
Bam, you got kicked right in the chin and then dropped.
He got the sweet chin music, man.
Yeah, for real.
That was silly but crazy, but whatever. We got chosen. I don't know why they had to. I know they wanted to give us closure on the whole chosen Kimiko thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was unnecessary.
Yeah, it was.
To write a letter and to say I love you ... as just friends. Like, okay.
Do you think she was talking about Daniel?
I don't know.
It could have been.
Could have been, but that ship has sailed, man.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, to us, yeah, Daniel's not thinking about her, but because in the season that she was in, when she was talking with Daniel asked her how come she never got married, and she was just like, nobody else has ever fought for my life before. It's possible.
Well, we're kids,
like she could be like, I can't be laying up with Chosen. I'm thinking about Daniel, and now that I know that they're friends now, like that's not going to work.
Meanwhile, Chosen did try to kill you, so.
Right. That's another good point. She could be like, I might do the ramen wrong. Next thing you know, you might flip out on me.
You got a sword and cut my head off.
Go ahead, Angel.
I gotta get going, but before I wanted to say one thing. So watching these first 2 episodes, I don't know about how you guys felt. I was kind of upset a little bit. I felt like I understood what they were doing. I felt like they were setting that plot more for storylines to be closed up in the last 2 episodes. But a part of me was kind of like, man, I feel as if it felt like it was forced. Do you feel it that way or no? Like the tournament being put back on and everything. Like Gene, we said this after season 6, part 2 ended. You were like, how can they come back from this? Like, I don't understand how we're coming back from that, right?
Gene said Axel was going to jail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No, he did. Yeah, and so that's what I wanted to say. Like, I just don't. I just feel like it was really forced. Like,
You
they
know what was forced? You know what
What?
was forced? Was that if I'm on a losing team, I'm not coming to California just to stand around in my uniform and my kids are not competing. Like you had all those other schools and teams just hanging out in California in their uniforms. They're not in the bleachers or nothing. They're in uniforms on the floor standing around watching. That was
Oh
stupid.
yeah, I didn't even think about that. That was a mess.
Yeah, Angel. I look at it as it could have been a little forced, man.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. I just felt like they forced it. I'm not saying we wouldn't have gotten here anyways, but obviously, 5, 6 episodes, you're trying to get it done.
The way I thought they were going to do it, I thought they were going to have the All Valley tournament, and the Sakai Taikai will be at the end of the All Valley tournament. That's how I thought they were going to do it.
Okay.
Where the Sakai Taikai could have been like VFT. You know how
Yeah,
Jesse
yeah,
has the VFT at a
yeah,
tournament or whatever.
yeah.
That's what I thought they were going to do.
I know.
So it kind of surprised me, especially
They
because
didn't have enough episodes for that.
well, they were only having because they dragged. I mean, I'm not mad about it. I enjoyed it, but realistically, I'm not going to no tournament just for one fight and then going home. And they did that 3 days in a row.
Across the
Yeah,
world.
I agree.
No.
Tori had her fight one day, come back tomorrow to see Robbie or Miguel fight, to come back the next day for them, and then the last day is Johnny. That ain't happening. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
crazy.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Go ahead, Angel.
All right, man. I'm gonna see you guys. And I'll catch y'all.
Angel, hold on.
Yeah.
Were you like Johnny? Were you Googling the best proposal?
Ah. Hey, when he did that, I kind of laughed because I was like, that was me stressing out how I was gonna propose when I've fought in all these tournaments, done all these big things,
Right?
and then I'm like, how do I even propose? Like, this is gonna be crazy. So, but yeah, that I didn't look it up, but I know his fear, so I was looking at that.
It just made me laugh because I was thinking about Angel getting ready for this wedding.
But, all right, man. I'll catch you guys next
Have
week.
a good night, bro.
All right, man.
Later. So, yeah, we got a lot going on. The guys are trying to help Robbie prepare. Sam is kind of on her own. She's heading off. She's going to train with Tori, which is crazy.
Yep.
Because technically they're supposed to fight each other.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. I've trained with y'all and then had to fight, every once in a while. That's different. But to know that me and Travis are about to fight, I'm not going to train with Travis.
Right.
I don't need you beating my ass in school and then beating my ass in the tournament. Like, no, thank you. I don't need to know that it's coming. Okay, I need you to at least be some kind of surprise.
What's crazy to me is Sam knew she wasn't going to fight. She's talking all this crap to convince Tori to fight, and when Tori says yes, she backs out. Like that is crazy. That was crazy to me. That she talked her into doing.
It actually really pissed me off.
Huh?
It actually really pissed me off. It pissed me off. No, I wanted the Sam and Tori fight to me was better than the way things went down. It would have been a good fight. It's always been a good fight. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the way the everything went down, but I just stop building that up for us and then don't give it to us.
They really did. We never got because the first time they fought, it wasn't a competition. It was just the fight at the school,
Yeah.
And Sam won that, and then the next time they fought in Sam's house, and it kind of was a draw at the house. And then they fought in the tournament, but Silver cheated when they fought in the house. I mean, at the tournament, So this was going to be like the finale, and then they fought on the at Miyagi-Do, but her
And they
mom had
got
just,
stopped.
so
Yep.
they never really had a final confrontation, but
Exactly. I feel like
I guess they just figured, you know what, you don't have to, we can be friends.
no, I get it. I get it. I mean, I understand why they did it. I'm just not, I don't agree with it. Um, Real quickly, just touching on, they're worried about Chosen, so they bring Chosen on their little wine tasting, and they try to set him up with Moon's mom, which I think was the worst. It's just a terrible pairing, by the way.
Yeah,
But
you didn't realize who that was, didn't you?
it took me a minute. It was driving me crazy, but yes, I do. Jesse from
Saved
Saved
by
by
the
the
Bell.
Bell.
Yeah, I knew it instantly. She's from
Yeah,
here.
yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah,
I
I've
was
known her
literally
for a
looking at
while.
it.
Yeah, she's from
I didn't
Berkeley.
know that.
Yeah,
Yeah, what they say? Farmington, Michigan, I think.
I thought she was from Berkeley. Really? You said Farmington? Well,
I thought
anyway,
that's
it's
what I
still the
read.
area.
Yeah, but Chosen was being a complete pill on this whole date.
Yeah, you know, I man, I kind of relate to that. I've had a date like that before where I did not want to be there at all. And I still feel bad about it to this day sometimes. No, I don't. Hey, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do.
Wait, were you acting like that though?
I was actually worse. I pretty much ignored the person. I'm gonna tell you something. You know what?
Was it a blind date?
Yeah. Okay. So basically, it was in college, and my boy he calls me and he leaves a message. Hey man, this girl wants to meet you, but I'm on my way to down to Grand Rapids. I'm gonna call you when I get back. That was the voicemail or the on the answer machine voicemail, whatever we had back then. That was the message, right? So I'm like, man, who is this? So he calls me later on, and he said, yeah, man, this I met a girl, and her girl wants to meet you. They see you on campus, this, that, and the other. Uh, we're gonna go to this party tonight. You wanna roll with us? It's at an apartment, so it's not like a club party or bar, nothing like that. And
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. So he comes to get and pick me up. He leaves the girls in the car, and he comes up to my room, and he's first thing he does when I open the door, he's apologizing to me. He's like, "My bad, man. I'm sorry." But
That's not a good sign.
it wasn't. He was like, "They were in the room, and they wanted me to call right there. I couldn't give you a heads up." I'm like, "What did you do?" He was like, I'm sorry. Just get through the night. Just get through the night with me." I'm like, "All right."
Threw a grenade at you.
And when I opened the back seat to that car, and I saw her sitting back there, surrounded by snacks, literally surrounded by snacks everywhere on the car because they went to Grand Rapids, so I guess they ate on the way down there and back. I was disappointed. I was disappointed. I get in the car and she's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "Oh, hello." She was not my taste. It was not my type. It was not my taste to see
It's like I feel ill.
potato chips and Twinkies and ho-hos and all these different snacks in this car. And I move them out the way to sit down. And it was just the wrappers. It was nothing in these snacks. There was just empty bags of chips and Twinkies and everything. So I get in the car, and she's talking to me, and I am not giving her any type of anything back. I'm like chosen. We get to the party, I don't even sit with her. I sit across the room from her. And I just was not a nice person. I don't even know her name. I can't that was the first and last time I seen this person. I never asked for her number. I never called her. It was just nothing.
Boy, did you dirty on that one, man.
Yeah, he
Your
did.
boy
Yeah,
did you dirty on that one.
he
You know
called
who was
me.
good for that? You know who was
Who?
good for that all the time?
Who?
Mike.
Yeah, I mean,
Because he'd always have some girl that he's talking to, and then he had to get the friend out of the way because, the friend was always blocking. I'd be like,
this
man,
person was not attractive at all. This person
well,
was not attractive at all, man. I was just like, okay. So,
should have punched your boy for that one.
all right, man. Let's go ahead and wrap up this episode.
So yeah, but he comes around at the end, and she actually helps him realize like what he really wants to is he wants to be with Kim. So, which I kind of figured that's how that was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to the guys and their training, and of course, this is where our binary brothers they come up with a, a whole program with
I
a
didn't really like this.
headset. And you didn't like it?
I didn't really like that. I didn't. I like the
Um,
idea,
I do like the idea, but
but
to me, the potential, and this is it did exactly what I thought it might do. The potential to bring his confidence down even further
mm-hmm.
was there, and that's where it's a problem. So
Yeah,
basically, the program it's an algorithm with a headset that sends a signal to headphones that are on Miguel and tells Miguel what Axel would do, and then Robbie has to try to work around it. So it's basically their way of getting him to fight the best version of Axel they can come up with without having Axel.
right. So it's like he's like in a virtual reality, and
Yeah.
he sees Axel. That he's like he doesn't see Miguel.
And then on top of that, it starts off telling him he has a 12% chance of winning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like I said, that's not I wouldn't tell somebody that. Like that's what's the old saying, don't tell me the odds.
Right.
So, and it actually goes down from there. So
Mm-hmm.
again, like I said, now he needs another pep talk from Miguel, and eventually he gets on track with it. But I mean, like I said, it's a little crazy. Meanwhile, Sam and Tori, they're going to train and fight at the actual tournament spot because you know she gets special privileges because her dad's on the board or used to be on the board. So they're doing their own thing, and she keeps trying to talk Tori into fighting, and Tori really gives a good reason why she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to go back, and it's all about putting the Cobra Kai uniform. It has nothing to do with the tournament. She would
Mm-hmm.
gladly rejoin the tournament, but the only way she can do that is at Cobra Kai, and she's basically says everything bad in my life can be circle around Cobra Kai.
Right.
And I thought this was smart because it sets it up to where at that point she was right. But then under the right circumstances, and that brings us towards the last episode we'll get into, it actually they give her the proper circumstances to feel comfortable to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. I like the way they did that. It was really fun. It was really creative and pretty well done. And it surprised me a little bit, but I did understand it once it happened.
I was wondering how they were going to do that because you knew there was major conflict with Zara and Tori, and I was just sitting there thinking like, well, they can't have Zara and Tori fight first.
No,
But you also knew there was a little thing with Sam and Tori
Zara
really wondered.
Zara was already in the finals.
I
It was
know.
going to be it was going to be Sam and Tori,
No,
and
I
then
knew
that
that.
never happened. Yeah,
I knew that, but I didn't think I didn't think that that would be first because we knew that there was some type of issue with them two also.
yeah.
But then I was like, Sam can't lose to Zara, and Tori can't lose to Zara. I was like, Zara and Sam in the finals. That's corny. Like I can't really see that. But I had a hard time
No,
seeing Tori beat Sam also. So I was a little confused as to how they were going to do it. So I guess that was the
yeah.
best
They did the
option to
best. They
come up
did it
with.
the best way, even though
Yeah,
it pissed me off.
right, right.
um, just because I wanted to see that fight. But yeah, it made sense. Like I said, Miguel he builds Robbie back up to the point where Robbie kind of gets back on track. Um, Sam makes one last ditch effort to get Tori to come back. She tells her straight up, like, just so win, lose, or draw, Cobra Kai or not, all your friends, including Robbie, are still going to be here. We got your back. We support you. Blah 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 blah. So I mean, I think that's important because even if she doesn't come back, at least she knows like she has something, a group of friends. She didn't lose everybody, so I thought that was pretty good. And then Robbie starts getting back on track. Johnny has his big proposal set up, but of course, because it's Cobra Kai, we get drama. And Carmen, her water breaks, so now he's got to go to the hospital. And so he's like, you know what? I wanted this to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Like,
It
now
was
is the
cool that
perfect
he had
time.
that talk with Bobby. Like
Yes.
Bobby's the one that really woke him up and
Yeah.
realized. And that goes for anybody. Like, there's never going to be a perfect time to do anything, so you might as well just get off your ass and do it right now. You know.
Yes. I agree. There is no such thing as a perfect moment. There's no such thing as a perfect time. As long as you, especially when it comes to something like this, this woman's about to have your child. You guys love each other. Like, you just, just make it happen, man.
You know,
What you
it's
gotta
kind of
do.
unfortunate that they weren't able to get the original Cobra Kai guys to be with Johnny at the end. You know,
Yeah, that would have been sweet. That would have been
especially
nice.
since Dutch and Tommy had passed away. But man, such bad timing. It's too bad that they couldn't have been able to be there also. I'm almost positive if they had still been alive, they would have been there. Like, they would
Oh,
have found
100%.
they would have wrote them in. Now, they were planning to write Dutch into this season,
Yeah, I
and he
heard.
just so happened to pass before they were able to get anything from him, which is unfortunate,
Yeah.
And that goes to what Bobby was telling Johnny, like, you have to act now. Like, don't wait. There's never going to be a perfect time. So don't wait and do stuff now. And that's something that we all should really live by.
I agree, man. It's so funny. To end this out, Johnny and Carmen get married really quick, and then she has the baby. He names, they were working on names still, which
Hmm.
I don't know about you, man, but like my wife and I had all our names for our kids at least a month before, we had the babies.
Well,
I mean, it took a while, but
I'll tell you what, like, we Braylon's name was not going to be Braylon.
yeah.
She changed it. She changed his name. I had nothing to do with her changing the name. Up until he was born, his name was going to be Austin. And then just one day, she was like, "Oh, it's not going to be Braylon anymore. I mean, it's not going to be Austin's name. It's going to be Braylon." And I was like, "What?
Gene,
Like, what?
do
Huh?
you know? So my daughter Ava, do you know what she would have been if she was a boy?
Uh-uh.
Austin.
Really?" Yeah. So
That's crazy.
she changed it like literally a couple weeks before he was born. I had no say so in it either. It was like, this is what it is. And I was like, my thing was like, come on, you can't. I was like, you can't do that because I'm a Michigan guy, and everybody's going to think I'm naming my son after Braylon Edwards. I was like, that's not. I was like, that can't.
That's okay.
That's not going to be. But luckily, nobody said that, so it's all good,
Yeah. Um. Yeah, it's so funny because like when it comes down to that, I didn't really have no. My wife and I were dating for a while, and I didn't have no profound moment like in time or something. I literally Valentine's Day was coming up, and I'm like, I just looked at my friends and was like, I'm gonna go get a ring. And they're like, a ring for what? I said, for my girlfriend. I said, we've been together. She's good. I think I'm gonna go get a ring. And they looked at me like I was crazy. And they didn't think I was serious. I bought that ring that day. I went to Jared. I bought the ring that day.
How long did you have it?
2 weeks.
Okay.
I put it in the back of my car in the trunk in
Oh,
a
you were
bag. And
gambling, man. You were gambling with that one.
listen, man, she wasn't wanted to snoop,
I
but
wasn't
I'm
talking
also
about
not
that.
one. Yeah.
I was talking about somebody stole your car. I would have been paranoid that somebody was gonna steal my car. Like, that would have just been my luck.
I had insurance on it, so I was good.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, there's no such thing as a perfect time. And then I had it set up. I was going to propose at the restaurant, and I got too anxious, and just when she came home, I just dropped it on her. So
Yeah, once again, like, I tried to plan the perfect day for Melissa, and it fell apart as much as it possibly could fall apart that day, man.
those are the things that you remember the most, though. So
Yeah, you're right about that, man. Because I'm just like, what is happening today? Like, today is not. When I got up this morning, it was not supposed to go like this, So
right.
I
Yeah,
had
all the
what?
plan in the world,
Yeah,
man. You just never know.
yeah.
So they named the baby after Johnny's mom. which I thought was nice. That's a good tribute.
Well, I thought it was
And
weird because the baby's name is Laura, and his last name is Lawrence, so it's gonna be Laura Lawrence. Like that's kind of weird to say, Laura Lawrence.
Well,
That's
that was his
strange.
mom's name.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. And another thing, I was wondering, like, damn it, Robbie, when are you gonna change your damn last name? Your mom got a new man now. You don't need to be holding on to Keen. She's probably gonna marry this guy, so you don't need to hold on to Keen anymore, And that's another thing. We kind of missed we kind of skipped over that. We didn't talk about that. So Robbie in episode 11, at the beginning of episode 11, Robbie is trying to he's trying to graduate, and they're trying to find ways for him to graduate high school. And the teacher kind of said, like, it's only next to impossible for him to graduate. He missed damn near 3 years of school, but they were trying to find a way for him to do it. And even if he was able to graduate, the lady was saying that was his, I don't know if that was his guidance counselor,
probably
or whatever.
A counselor. Yeah,
she was saying,
counselor.
she was trying to say that he needed to go to trade school, which number one, there's nothing wrong with going to a trade school, but they kind of downplayed it, made it seem kind of bad to go to a trade school. And also, he really wanted, there are ways to go to college. He could have just went to a community college for a couple of years, and then they were trying to make it seem like it's hard to get into college. It's not hard. Go to a community college for 2 years, get good grades, and then you can go apply for a university. Like I was just wondering, like, this didn't have to be so hard. What was messed up though is when he opened up the brochure and Johnny was in the brochure. That was messed up.
I forgot about
that. that was messed up. I wonder if Johnny even knew that they took his picture, because he looked like shit.
That's funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. This really sets us up for the next 3 episodes. And the next 3 episodes are pretty much tournament based, nonstop action, some more drama. But they're done really well. I enjoyed them. And I look forward to talking about them.
All right, cool. Anything else?
No, man, I'm good.
All right, cool. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap it up, and of course, we're both giving this. I'm assuming you're giving us these 2 episodes an A.
I'll give the whole season an A, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
I enjoyed
pretty
it.
much. I think
I was
Cobra
sad
Kai,
to see it end. I was sad to see it end, but I was happy with it.
I am too, but Cobra Kai is one of those shows where it probably needs to end what it needed.
No, I agree.
And actually, I would have been cool with it if they ended it after 5 seasons. The way they ended season 5 seemed like that was the finale anyway. So.
True.
But sometimes I hate watching a series that I really enjoy, but you get to seasons that you don't really want to like, or you don't like, and you don't really care about.
Yeah.
This Cobra Kai, I like every season.
Yeah, a lot of times things get dragged out, and then it starts to fall off, and then they give you one last season, but it ends horrible. Up being terrible.
Yeah, I mean it's not many series that last like Seinfeld. Like Seinfeld, I like all of Seinfeld.
Oh, hell yeah.
And just about any season you can just turn it on and watch it, and it's going to be funny. And Cobra Kai is a lot like that, where you I don't have any complaints about any of the seasons or any of the episodes. They're all pretty good. So, all right. Well, that's it for Fist Kicks and Flicks this week. Everyone, stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you next week, and I will play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.